everybody, it's me again, and today we're gonna talk to you about Friday the 13th, 2009 remake that never got a sequel for some weird reason. Um, Although it's still in the air somewhere, but nobody wants to take on the project. Now, probably everybody saw this one. It's directed by a guy named Marcus Nispel. Never heard of him. You got Derek Mears playing Jason, and I have to say, what a goddamn good Jason he was. He was bulky but athletic bulky. The guy also plays in a lot of movies these days. He's in the Twin Peaks season 3, the reboot. He's in all these where he always plays a tough guy. Uh, it's a good Jason. My favorite ones are being Richard Rooker, Ted White, Richard Rooker from part 3, Ted White from part 4, and this one. And I was never really a Kane fan, I'll never be a Kane fan, a Kane Hodder fan. This includes one of the main characters, Harold Pilecki. Clay Miller is his name in the movie, and his sister's name is Whitney Miller. Now, this is a big plot point for the movie, these two characters. We also got a character in the beginning of the movie called Ben Feldman. Now, you might have seen him on the TV comedy show Cloud 9 as Jonah, or in the found footage horror movie As Above, So Below. He's also one of the Americans that go into the catacombs underneath Paris. Now, you also got Trent, the douchebag. I like to call him that because he is the douchebag of the movie. So the movie is basically part 1, 2, and 3 combined. You see a little bit of part 1. You see another actress that plays Jason's mom. It's not Betsy Palmer, of course, but she looks like her a little bit. And it's really short. And then we see part 2, where Jason has the sack head Jason, but not a potato sack, but more like wrapped around his face, which looks cooler, which looks creepier in a way. If you ever played Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the remake game for PS4, Nemesis has a garbage bag wrapped around his head, and it looks creepy. It looks weird, creepy, and it gave me the same vibe as Jason with the garbage, like a plastic bag completely wrapped around you, so you can see the outline of the face. Now the movie starts with a group of people, including Ben Feldman. They're going out there because they found a patch of weed, and they want to find that weed, of course, and smoke it. Now, they have this navigator system and things like that. Now, of course, Ben Feldman character is called Richie, and he has a girlfriend, and he wants to fuck her brains out. So she basically is showing her boobs at the campfire multiple times while the nerdy character wants to go and find a patch of weed. And of course, Whitney is there too. I think there were 4 people. I'm thinking there were 4 people. So he goes in, he's fucking his girlfriend, like really yeehaw kind of way, Oh, so but he gets interrupted, and eventually goes out and this and this and that. But the first who gets it is, of course, the nerd. He finds the patch of weed, but gets killed by Jason. Now, Jason here in this movie is a completely different animal. He's human. He's not supernatural. He can be hurt, but he is more clever. He's cunning. He uses traps. He's a little bit more emotional even. He he's not anything near nowhere near like the original Jason, especially the zombie Jason and human Jason, even different. You like I said, uses traps. I believe Richie falls in a bear trap. It's caught. Then we get a really cool kill with Richie's girlfriend. She is strung in her sleeping bag and held on a rope above a campfire. She's burning. She's upside down and burning to death slowly. Really cruel kill. And I think he kills Richie at some point by throwing the bear claw in his in the back of his head. It's or a machete in his head. Cool kills, cool kills. But Whitney gets attacked, but you don't see her dying. Okay, and this is a plot point. So then we go like a few days later, and we have this group of friends that go to this deluxe cabin that's owned by Trent's dad, Trent being the douchebag rich boy, and Clay Miller, so the brother of Whitney from the beginning, because you think the characters at the beginning are being, it's like 20 minutes long, are gonna be the characters of the movie. No way. They're canon fodder basically, with one person as a plot point. And you know he's in the they're in the convenience store, and the guy's looking at Clay, and Clay's looking, and he says, "What's the problem, friend?" He says, "Yeah, he's always Trent is the biggest douchebag there is." And then when he's in his cabin, he's fucking his girlfriend, and he says this stupid line like, "Oh, you got stupendous tits." It's stupendous tits. All right, okay, Clay, okay, Trent, okay, Trent. But of course, Clay comes across the cabin. There's this girl that's smitten with him, and it's almost the same as in Friday the 13th Part 4, where the guy is searching for his lost sister, who gets it in Friday the 13th Part 2 when she's having sex, and she gets speared at the same time with her boyfriend, and he's trying to find her because they never found her body apparently, although they were taking bodies at the end of the movie out of the area, but her body wasn't found apparently. So yeah, he was looking at his for his sister, but it was like a few days ago, and what who's how he found these newspaper articles. It's like weeks ago, you know, months ago. But also Tommy Jarvis' sister is also spitting with him, and he looks, the guy from the fourth one looks like the remake guy with this black weave hair. And now she wants to help him and this and that, but of course Trent doesn't want him in the cabin because they're all almost getting into a fight and this and that. Now, of course, everything goes shitty for them. Jason starts to attack them, but they find Whitney at some point because Jason has his house where he lived as a kid, and underneath that house is a tunnel system, an elaborate tunnel system, and that's where he basically is living for the most part. He has latches that open that goes to the tunnel. It's really complicated stuff that he made, really complicated stuff. Like a Boy Scout should have, you know, should be doing, and I think Jason was a good Boy Scout. And and he gets the mask, the iconic hockey mask in this movie, by killing the guy who was actually planting the weed. The weed that they find is from that guy, and he's trying to sell weed to a few of those people, those younger people that go to the cabin. and they say no thanks, and he's like being he wants you, come on. He's like, doesn't give up and this and that. Okay, he said fuck you then, and he has a hockey mask laying around. So of course Jason kills the guy, takes off the bandages, and puts the hockey mask on. So there you have the complete Jason, hockey mask and all. I think, like I said, one of the coolest kills, in my opinion, is the fire. Like with the first kill, the Richie's girlfriend on the fire. You know, when she's burned alive. That's just fucked up. The rest are machete kills or bear claw kills in the head or something, and but it's cool. But talking about those tunnels, who do we have there? So Clay and his potentially new girlfriend, they're following. They find this tunnel, and do we find there? Whitney Miller. She apparently was kept there because Jason. She reminded Jason of her mom when she was younger, so that's the reason why he's keeping her alive, feeding her and things like that. But they of course take her back, and they go to the cottage, and Jason is angry and he wants her back, and now of course he starts to kill everybody from the cottage. You even have this police officer coming to the cottage because they call the police, and Jason kills him. I'm not sure with a spear or something through the head, and yanks him above. So Jason's on the roof. I mean, this Jason is really clever. He also kills a guy who wants to take a run for it, for the cards or something, and he gets an axe, but he's not dead yet. He's being used as lure. It's a pretty intelligent Jason here. You've got somebody who gets killed with a bow and arrow. He uses a lot of stuff. Like I said, this Jason may well be the smartest one of all the Jason characters. Now, at some point, Trent, the douchebag, gets it too. They find a pickup truck. They want the pickup truck. The pickup truck stops, but Trent eventually gets it by Jason picking him up. And I don't know what it was, and I can't remember it, but he gets impaled by something pointy, or a dead deer that was sitting there, and the antlers, and putting him on the antlers. I'm not sure. The car drives away because it's scared. You see Trent hanging there. It's a pretty cool scene. So this movie, it's pretty good. It's pretty good remake. I mean, you had the Freddy Krueger remake, shitty as shit. The trilogy of Halloween, most of it shit, in my opinion. And this one was actually well done. It's actually really well done. And there was plans for a sequel, and even James Wan wanted to make the sequel, but that was cancelled. Then another one wanted to do it, cancelled. So the script is probably made and is floating somewhere in the air, somewhere in a closet, but they can't find somebody. I think it's a money thing, probably, because at the end there is a reason to make a sequel. Of course, Jason, not dead yet, and yeah, it's actually really sad. But if you want to see this movie, I really recommend it. An 8 out of 10. I'm giving an 8 out of 10. I let's say I like Friday 1, 2, 2, 4, and 3 in that order, and then this one. Even above Jason Lives 6th one, because Jason is just, how he moves, how he kills. He's vicious, but he moves super rapidly. He runs. He's more dangerous. He's clever. He's using the elements of nature. He's just the perfect killing machine in this movie. So if you really want to see a really well put Jason, acting isn't super bad. Trend guy, the douchebag, does act stupid at times because he's over douchebag, in over douchebag mode. But hey, you always have a few bad characters in these movies. I'm sorry I can't give you the link to this one because I didn't find it to the, let's say, the legal channels, and I don't want to put something here that is through a gray area zone. So you can rent it on Net Prime. You can see it on Netflix if you have Netflix, depending on which country you're living in. Um, but it's not free. No, it's free, of course, but we know what kind of sites they are. But so I recommend it. It's cheap if you want to buy the movie. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of money. A couple of bucks. Really, I recommend it. So give this movie a like, give this clip a like, and see you next time. Bye.